Have you ever stopped to seriously consider which rifle caliber you would absolutely stake your life on if you were humping a pack deep in the Alaskan wilderness? I'm talking about country where the only traffic is a bull moose or maybe a massive grizzly bear that just decided you look like lunch. Imagine you're miles past the last bush plane drop-off. Your survival, maybe the survival of your whole party, is going to hinge entirely on the rifle slinging over your shoulder and the loads you dropped into that magazine before you even left the lower 48. Out here, the tag is secondary. Staying alive is job number one. That's precisely why Alaskan hunters, the true pros, don't just grab a caliber because it feels good or it's comfortable to shoot on a square range. But what is it fundamentally that makes a cartridge the ultimate backcountry insurance policy in a place this extreme? Is it just the raw ballistic energy? Is it the precision-level accuracy at extended range? Or is it that 100% guarantee that the system will run flawlessly when the thermometer is bottomed out below zero? And this is the real challenge. How do you balance the necessity for a round that can immediately shut down a charging bear with the practicality of carrying a rifle chambered for that all day, for days on end? Whether you're drawing up plans for your first moose expedition, getting geared up for a caribou run, or you're simply fascinated by the ultimate art of survival in one of the toughest places on Earth, understanding the trust behind these specific rounds is more than just gun talk. It's a masterclass in life insurance. You ready to lock in on the 5 essential calibers that Alaskans absolutely will not step into the deep wild without? Let's dive into the ballistics. Number 5. The 4570 Goverment. The 4570 Goverment is one of the oldest active cartridges still in regular rotation, and in Alaska it has rightfully carved out a fiercely loyal following among working guides and subsistence hunters. Featuring a 2.105-inch case and an overall length of 2.55 inches, this round was actually first rolled out way back in the 1870s. Yet, modern high-pressure loads keep it highly relevant and incredibly potent today. Bullet weights typically range from 250 to 500 grains, with the 325 and 405 grain loads being the standard for big game hunters. Where this heavy thumper truly excels is in the close quarters. Its effective hunting range is usually capped between 150 and 200 yards, although modern ammunition and a shooter who knows their rifle can absolutely stretch that closer to 300. But in that thick, claustrophobic brush, those tangled alder swamps, or during a sudden, close-range bear encounter, long-range capability is meaningless. Stopping power is the only priority. The 4570 delivers truly massive kinetic energy and ridiculously deep penetration, which makes it a top-shelf choice for guide guns and anyone preparing for that sudden, defensive, close-range encounter with dangerous animals. It definitely lacks the reach of a dedicated Magnum cartridge, but when the situation gets tight, fast, and up close, few calibers can genuinely inspire more confidence. For hunters anticipating heavy animals or surprise encounters in deep cover, the 4570 remains a trusted, muscular choice. Number 4. The 30-06 Springfield. The 30-06 Springfield is, without a doubt, one of the most legendary and historically significant cartridges in all of North America, and it has earned that reputation for every good reason. With a 2.494-inch case and a maximum overall length of 3.34 inches, this round has been a constant presence for well over a century, and today, it remains one of the most widely trusted rounds fielded by hunters. Bullet weights can swing dramatically, from a light 110 grains all the way up to a heavy 220, making it an incredibly versatile choice for hunters chasing everything from whitetail to the largest moose. Its reliable, effective hunting range comfortably sits between 800 and 1,000 yards. The lighter, 150-grain bullets offer a flat, fast trajectory for caribou and deer, while the heavier, 180-grain loads give you the critical penetration required for elk, bear, and moose. Now, while it may not possess the sheer, brute force stopping power of the super magnums, like the 375 H&H or the 338 Win Mag, it more than makes up for that in its universal shootability, its absolute reliability, and the near-global availability of its ammunition. For Alaskan hunters, that kind of practical logistics counts for a whole lot. The recoil is significantly less punishing than those big magnums, which naturally leads to more accurate shooting when the pressure is on. It might not be the absolute first choice for the worst-case scenario of a charging brown bear, but as a reliable all-arounder for the vast majority of big-game hunts, the 30-06 remains a rock-solid classic. Number 3. The .338 Winchester Magnum. When the guides and the pros in Alaska start talking about a single cartridge that can honestly handle almost any variable the brutal wilderness can throw at them, the .338 Winchester Magnum is almost always front and center. Built around a 2.5-inch case and a 3.34-inch overall length, this round hits the sweet spot between raw, devastating power and day-to-day practicality better than nearly any other option. Standard bullet weights for big game typically run from 200 to 250 grains, though you can load it with options as light as 185 or as heavy as 300 grains, which gives the hunter a massive degree of flexibility. Why is it trusted so universally? First, it's got the reach. With effective terminal performance on large game extending out to 800 or even 1,000 yards, it's more than capable of covering those classic long-range shots across a wide glacial valley or the endless open tundra. Second, it hits like a freight train. Whether your target is a massive bull moose, a huge migrating caribou, or a defensive brown bear, the .338 reliably delivers the necessary knockdown power combined with the deep, bone-crushing penetration that ensures the job gets done, ethically and immediately. And despite all that raw muscle, the felt recoil is still manageable for any experienced shooter. That's why many of the guys I know, myself included, will call this their primary, all-around big game choice. If you had to grab just one caliber to bet your life on in bear country, the .338 Winchester Magnum is a zero-risk bet. Number 2. The .300 Winchester Magnum. .300 Winchester Magnum has absolutely earned its stripes as one of the most popular and trusted long-range cartridges among hunters who spend their time in that big, wide-open country. Sporting a case length of 2.62 inches, it's built to push bullets at high velocity, resulting in a flat trajectory, which makes it a perennial favorite when long-distance shots are a foundational part of the hunt plan. Most dedicated hunters are going to lean on bullet weights between 150 and 180 grains, though this versatile cartridge can capably handle anything from 110 up to well over 200 grains, depending on your specific rifle build and twist rate. Where the .300 Win Mag truly dominates is at range. With specialized match-grade bullets and a precision rifle system, its effective maximum range can certainly stretch out past 1,200 yards. But in a hunting scenario, most shooters are focused on practical, ethical shots. Across the vast tundra or running along those cold, wind-swept glacial ridgelines, it flawlessly delivers the needed reach and the necessary accuracy to deliver clean, quick, ethical kills. For the Alaskan hunter, its appeal lies in its perfect balance. You get the flat, high-speed trajectory required for a remote caribou or a long-range moose, while still retaining enough genuine punch to deal with a defensive bear situation if things get tight. For anyone who needs one single rifle that can genuinely do it all, the .300 Win Mag is usually the final answer. Number 1. The .375 Holland & Holland Magnum. You'd be hard-pressed to find another cartridge that commands the level of legendary respect as the .375 Holland & Holland Magnum. Shepherded into the world over a century ago, this round remains the absolute gold standard for dangerous game hunting globally, and Alaska fits that profile perfectly. With a long 2.85-inch case and a maximum overall length of 3.6 inches, this is a big, serious cartridge that was engineered from the ground up to handle the most serious work. Bullet weights typically span from 235 to 300 grains, with that heavy 300-grain load being the undeniable go-to choice for any hunter who might be squaring off against thick-skinned or acutely aggressive animals. What truly sets the .375 H&H apart is its remarkable versatility. While it's famous as a classic dangerous game round, its utility isn't limited to just spitting distance defense. With time on the trigger and the right projectile, clean, ethical shots at 300 yards and even beyond are totally within reach. This is a cartridge that inherently inspires immense shooter confidence, and when you're in the deep wilderness facing down a monster, that confidence can be as vital as the terminal ballistics themselves. So when we're talking about hunting and survival in Alaska, choosing a rifle caliber is never some casual matter of personal preference. It's fundamentally about trust. The wilderness here is simply vast, it is relentlessly unpredictable, and it is entirely unforgiving. Experienced hunters know the rifle they carry has to do more than just get a projectile to the target. It has to instantly inspire that unshakable confidence when every single second is a matter of life or death. That's why this same small handful of essential calibers keeps showing up, season after season, faithfully carried by guides, subsistence hunters, and extreme adventurers alike. Each of these choices is a reflection of that delicate, practical balance between effective range, absolute reliability, and real-world confirmed stopping power. No matter which one of these a hunter ultimately settles on, the bottom line is the same: to walk into that vast backcountry completely prepared for whatever decides to step out of the trees or come barreling over the next ridge. In a land where the stakes are permanently set to the highest level, these calibers didn't just earn their place on a list. They earned it through hard-won, frozen ground experience. Let me know your thoughts on these classic Alaskan calibers down in the comments below. Which one of these 5 would you personally trust in the deep wilderness? If you found this deep dive breakdown valuable, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more straight-up real-world analysis on the gear and the calibers that have been proven in the toughest conditions on Earth, and absolutely share this with a fellow hunter. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you on the next one.